What's up, guys? My name's Derek, and welcome back to the Sundown Audio unofficial YouTube channel. Well, guys, we're back with another update, and as much as I wanted this to be an update to show off these U-Series subs and show you some term lab scores of me really turning it up, unfortunately, got a little excited yesterday. So yesterday I pulled the Neos out, put the U18s back in here, and immediately I had to turn it on and had to play with it because I hadn't really turned these up yet. The Neos did really well. Some of that testing's already online. I did a whole live video Saturday when I got them in and turned them all on. And the Neo testing did really, really well. So when I did the U18 versus the Neo 18 efficiency testing, the U18s did really well also. And they actually, within a few percent, were actually louder than the Neos on extremely low power. Now, my prediction was that when we went to higher power, that the Neos would actually pull ahead. And unfortunately, I can't show y'all that high power comparison because I blew these up. So to go ahead and throw it out there, yes, these did good up to a certain point, and then they started running into some power compression where the Neos kept going. So the Neos did get ultimately louder than what the U18s did. If you didn't see it, I think in the very last video I posted, there's a bonus clip at the very end. That was with the Neo 18 subwoofers in here, and that was literally the first time I ever really got into the volume, turned it up. And you can see in that video, it was a 68.4, 168.4 dB. That's vehicle sealed, mic on the windshield. I believe it was 69.6 in the kick. Now, since then, I did get it louder, and I'll show you some of those things on this update. But while I got these here in the background, I'll show you. Yeah, pulled the Neos out, put the U's in, immediately cut it on, just so excited. And unfortunately, I did not have the camera rolling. I didn't even grab my camera, wasn't even thinking about the camera. I was just thinking about turning these things up. And boy, did we turned them up. Can't show the scores, so I'll tell you, you just got to take my word for it. I took these up to a 168 dB, and the power was doing good. Very low power for that score. And I got a little excited with the volume knob. I was like, all right, we're gonna go straight to 69, 169 plus. And typically up there, one click won't get me a full dB. I got to go at least two. So instead of slowly, one click at a time, I decided we're going to jump two. We're just going to see that 69 plus with some U18s. And I was so excited. And everybody was hyping me up too, because we did it right at the end of the day yesterday, where people were still here. And they're like, yeah, two clicks. We need to see a 69 from the U18s. And I went 2 clicks, and yeah, they didn't like it. They exploded. Full cone explosion on us. Thermally, they took it. Again, I don't even know what power, nothing read right on that last burp when this happened. So I'll bring you in. We'll show you a close up. Try and get this on video. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I know you've already seen it. But yep, full cone catastrophic failure on that one. I'm on a tripod, so my camera's gonna get funky going down here. But down here on Jimmy's sub, yep, full cone explosion. Now Brandon's sub back here, it actually survived. It made it, no wrinkles. My thought, let me set the camera back up here real quick. So my thought on why his sub survived. Now Mike's sub did get a little damaged, cone creased a little bit on it. my thoughts on why this sub survived mechanically versus the others is back pressure. So we're inside the shell. In case you didn't know, I'm sorry about the audio in here, but the subs on this side, on the passenger side, they're directly behind the loading wall. So they're going to build up a little more pressure than the driver's side subs, which are more firing straight out of the port. Let's turn the camera around. I got some light set up to give some light, but this is a view from dead center of those subs. You can see my super janky scrap wood loading wall. But yeah, 2 subs on this side are firing straight out. 2 subs on this side, they get a little back pressure off that loading wall. Sorry about the audio in here. But that's my only theory right now. That's why mechanically these subs fared a little better. They had some back pressure, keeping in a little more cone control, keeping them in check a little bit. These subs, full launch. I didn't even get a full burp off. Something we'll play with later. I think there's still a lot of more little gains in here for me to find and play with. I've only just begun. So let's climb out of the box. I'll talk about some of that stuff that I did. All right, we're out of the box. And of course, there's my phone ringing. I'm just gonna let it ring. I'm not walking over there. So first things first, I got a little round over here. Oh yeah, I'm getting all in the light. So yeah, I just went, I found some random scrap pipe we had, cut a chunk of it, put it on here, shot a couple screws into it, and put some duct tape over it. It's super duper janky to go along with the rest of the super duper janky loading wall that's there. But that little bit, this tiny little bit, I mean, it's nothing. And I didn't even play with the port. I didn't adjust the port. I didn't shrink it, or I didn't open the port up to allow for this little distance. I just put it up there. I've still not done a thing for dialing that port in. What determined the size of this port? And you see all this is all 2 boards. It's all just pieced together. I walked over there to our wood shop area and went, hey, I've got this 20 scrap pieces of short woods laying here. I'm gonna use that as a loading wall. And that's what determined that. So none of that's been played with. Anyway, random piece of pipe, found it, cut it, put it up there. That piece alone was worth a half a dB, 0.5 dB, just adding that piece in there. That's how important little things, super duper tiny little things like that can add. I'm hoping to find a bunch of them in here. So some of the stuff I also tried to play with was visors. I played with visor position, moving them, swinging them around, doing all kinds of stuff. Didn't matter. Didn't matter what position they were in. Score stayed the same. Nothing changed. How you can see my horn popped loose. I'm probably gonna have to glue that on. I think my door lock over there, it shot my whole door lock off the door on one of the hits. Gonna have to glue that back on. Downsides of SPL, things are going to break. If you build an SPL vehicle and you get it this loud, it's gonna happen. It's 100%, things are gonna break. Be prepared for that. But yeah, I got in here, I played with my visors. They didn't care what position they were in, so I just kind of let them hang in their most comfortable position. I played with vents. The only other moving part I really have up here. Played with vents. Vents made no difference in score. Because this is super street, we don't have to have seats. So I don't have seats to move around or play with. But man, I'm bummed. So the U18s did good. They should have had that 169 in them. I think once I get doing some more playing around, dial this scoring some more, I'll have a little bit better score. And, we'll revisit that then. I'll get them back in here. But here's the dilemma I'm at. So between those U18s and the other subs I was playing with, these Neos, I'll let you see how all they're built here. These are our compact Neo SPL motors, our big progressive spider, and this is a standard stock ZV3 cone, carbon fiber dust cap. There's nothing extra fancy or special. They're not coated cones or anything. So those are subs I got to play with. And there was a one hertz difference in frequency from those Neos to the U's. Now, I don't plan on staying with the U's for the entire season, all through finals. No matter what, by finals, I plan on having Neos in here. And again, I know now, even though the U's did really good down low, I mean, things were very comparable, you know, probably barely a tenth between them really for efficiency. You know, like I said, I did the back calculation. It was like a 4% difference was it. 4% maximum difference in power per given SPL level. Anyway, I don't plan on staying with the 18s overall. I know the Neos got louder. They did better than the U's on full tilt. When I get to, and this is my dilemma, when I get to actually dialing this loading wall in, where these two types of subs had that frequency difference, do I put U18s back in here? Because that's kind of what I want to play with now, show them off, show all the good they can do. I put them back in, tune it in. I'll be tuning it in for the wrong frequency. Then I feel like it's going to hurt me when I change to the Neos. I feel like if I'm going to run the Neos by the end of this season, if I'm running those at finals where I want to be as loud as I can possibly be, I got to get Neos in it now. I got to get them in here, and I got to tune this loading wall in for those Neo subs. I have to. If not, I'm shooting myself in the foot, and I'm going to create a lot of extra work for me later on down the road. So this is the dilemma I'm at, thinking about what do I do. I think no matter what, I'm going to have to go ahead and get some Neos built, get them in here. Even if I'm going to do some more playing around with some U18s like this again, I'm still going to have to get Neos built, get them in here to get the tuning done, and then maybe put some U18s back in here, show off what they can do. Second dilemma, part of tuning this in. It's still a little cold here right now. I think I tried to show in the last video, it was like in the 50s. It was pretty cold. I don't want to tune this thing in colder weather, because temperature plays a huge part in frequency. It can change your frequency. I've had it happen plenty. I've actually had it happen right now when we came in from one evening when it was a good probably 70 degrees here, and I came in the next morning, we had a 20-degree morning the next morning. I come inside and it was like 50 degrees in here. It's like a 20-degree drop in temperature. It shifted my frequency, and I saw a difference from it. So I kind of want to wait till warmer weather shows up to actually put a bunch of legit effort, bunch of the work into getting this thing tuned in right. So now I'm at a crossroads. Either way, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get some Neos built. I might do some more patchwork on what I'm nicknaming janky loading wall. I might go ahead and just put in some random work, as unnecessary as it may seem. I might just get in here, do a quick trim panel on the front, do a quick trim panel on the inside, smooth out my janky loading wall, let that roll for the first little bit of the season. I'm just gonna say, you know what, screw it. It works. I'm gonna cap myself. I know I can't go quite full tilt with it yet, as long as I've got that old loading wall in here, but at least do it for the next probably month or so until the weather warms up good. We're still cool here in North Carolina, but I think right now that's gonna be my plan. So sorry guys, no numbers on this update. Nothing for me to show other than just we blew some subs up, but we got this thing damn loud doing it. Sorry, don't know when I'll get the next update done. It'll probably be when we get the new Neos built, which will start tomorrow. We'll get some new, bigger, better, even fancier Neos. Mine won't look like this. I'm gonna try and do something a little crazier with mine, and I don't want to spoil it yet. You'll just have to wait, tune in to the next video to see what that's gonna be. But you know what, that's it. I'm gonna end this here now. Sorry guys, again, no SPL numbers, but they're coming. I've showed y'all what I could so far. I wish so much I'd have had the camera rolling when we were turning these U18s up. You would have been impressed. I'm impressed. Take my word for it. They were loud, 168 dB. That's it. So remember guys, if you like what we're doing here on the channel, remember to click that thumbs up button, give us a like, make sure you're subscribed, ring that bell for notifications. You will definitely want to see these Neo subs I'm coming out with at this next video. So that's it guys. Till next time, We'll see y'all then.